and you started off also well, because the first question I actually had for you was that you two quite literally had to face all the elements in the sky, underwater, and alongside Tom. We would really love to hear more about this.
Well, he got in the water with me.
Right.
And direct me in the water. And he also, when we were working on the sequence, the aerial sequence, he's like, look, I need you to go from the wheel up to the wing and just move across there. And I was like, I can't quickly do that. He's like, what are you talking about? Okay, well, just do what you can. I was like, I want you to do this thing. I was like, McHugh, I can't move like that. What can you do? Like, because we were figuring it out as we were going along. And I said, listen, I can't even breathe. Like, when you get out, the wind hits you so hard, you stop breathing. I had to train myself to figure out how do I breathe, because also it's incredibly demanding. Like, it's the hardest weight workout you've ever had. And so I finally said, I don't know how to explain it to you. You just have to get on the wing and try it yourself. So I coached him. Yeah, of course he did.
I did.
I coached for 20 minutes. And
I had a nice 20-minute tutorial of how to walk on the wing of a plane.
How to not die. How to not die.
How to not die.
And I was like, whatever you do, don't do this.
Don't do this. Yes. And the most important part was when you're stepping out of the cockpit. You have to remember that you think you're putting your foot there, but when the wind hits your foot, you're actually putting it back there. So you have to do everything predicting where the wind is going to,
and the force of it to move your foot.
And
it's literally like stepping out into another world from when you leave the cockpit.
He gets into a jet for Top Gun Maverick. He wrote it and produced it with me and Jerry Bruckheimer, and so he got in their jet. He's flown with me, and I'm his helicopter pilot. I fly him to and from set.
My heli Uber to work.
Heli Uber to work, because we're shooting out in these locations that they're just in the middle of nowhere. So I had my helicopter there, and I'm his driver.
Wow. Now, after you got on the biplane yourself, did the direction or the sequence change at all after you experienced it?
Oh, immediately. It changed everything. And that's what's so challenging about the aerial sequence, the submarine, even the sequences in the Arctic, that until you go there, you can't know. You learn very quickly not to try to outguess it. You just have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to change the plan as soon as you get there. And so it took us 2.5 years to build the submarine. It took 2 years, more than 2 years of planning to shoot the aerial. And we did all the things you traditionally do. We storyboarded and we did animations of what we planned to do. But then once you encounter the physics, absolutely none of that applies whatsoever. And you have to start again, right from scratch. But you have to be willing to stay. You also have to stay on schedule.
Wow. I feel like